of January for the Shankranti festival that we are celebrating.
That's tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow. And I'm very happy that all of us are so excited to be there tomorrow. And also, many are like, I want to be there, I want to be there. So don't think that this is the only festival. We are celebrating many festivals. We want you to be the part of this is an ongoing thing. So it's not like this is the only festival, it's an ongoing thing. Now that you're a part of ISKCON Mangaluru, we will celebrate many festivals. You can be a part of it. Be prepared, because at times what happens is Krishna gives the mercy. At the moment you ask for it, the moment you endeavor and desire for it, Krishna gives so much mercy that even we are not worthy for it. So sit and prepare for it, so that we can all be eligible and qualified to perform wherever it's required. Okay, thank you very much for all the nominations, and congratulations that you have completed 9 chapters. Let's venture into the 10th chapter and see how Krishna is so opulent. So this is also called as Vibhuti Yoga in Sanskrit, and it's the chapter of the opulence. And we will start with the Guru Pranam mantras, where we take the blessings of our gurus before we start any of the journey, because when we start the work with our guru's direction, we will be going to the right destination. Now, I have also kept all the mantras in front of you for all the newcomers, just to inform you that we always display it so that you can read it along with us. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातान् सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे।
जय श्री
कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining us. So this is the Radhamala from Mayapur temple. It's very beautiful. They're also coming up with a very huge the planetarium, Vedic planetarium. We are all excited and looking forward to the Vedic planetarium. Once it arrives, we all want to visit there. And also this is Radhamala, where it's the beautiful Tribhanga form of Lord Shri Krishna, and we always focus on his lotus feet, which is the most important part. Every time we are looking at Krishna, we have to start focusing from his lotus feet. That's where we begin to see his form, and then we go to this phase. And Radharani is always so beautiful. This is Lalita and Vishakha. Thank you very much. All our classes are based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, which is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And Very nicely, I saw that all of you have learned the previous chapters. We will also keep revising while we are doing the classes as well. And please go through and visit the chapters by visiting the PPTs. We have uploaded all the course material. Visit the PowerPoints. They're very, very meticulously designed. And also you have to visit the videos. Some of you might have missed. And whenever we are learning for the first time, it's not easy that Bhagavad Gita can be easily absorbed. We'll have to go through many, many times for many realizations. We have had acharyas who have read more than like 100 200 times, but still every time you read there is a realization. So let us all revisit our books so that we can understand better. And just to give a very short snippet of what we are going to learn today is Krishna is the source of everything, and Krishna is and the essence of Bhagavad Gita will be taught today, and this essence is also called as Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. So yesterday we saw that we have confidential knowledge, which is in the second chapter, and also the more confidential knowledge is hidden in seventh and eighth chapter, and we had the most confidential knowledge, which was revealed yesterday, which is ninth chapter 34 verse Manmana Bhava, which was discussed today. Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Yuktavyam Atmanam Mat Parayanaha. So this is the most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and this is the essence of the essence of the essence. And today we will see Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita, which is like we have Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita, which is the most important part of Bhagavad Gita as to how we can how we can connect ourselves to Krishna and how we can see Krishna everywhere. Now, what is the reason why I'm seeing all this opulence? Why should I see the opulence? Just a minute. Let me just get the pointer so that all of you can see as well.
You got the pointer from here.
Yes.
No, that's one.
So it's not working. Okay, we'll try that a bit later. So
Click on that and remove that fill in sign. Just a close, extreme corner, close it.
sorry about that. I'm just checking the controls. Move this also so that.
Let's go ahead in the meanwhile. I'll try.
Okay, sure. All right. So, what is the use of knowing all the opulences? The use of knowing all the opulences is we will know Krishna, how we can see Krishna everywhere around us, and when we are able to relate to him, we can have a relationship with him, and also we will see how he is really supreme. It's difficult to accept all of a sudden when we tell Krishna, it's very difficult to accept. So, the point is as well. So, that's why when we know the opulences, automatically we will be able to surrender easily, and we will know why we surrendering. It happens on its own because of the opulence. Now the first shloka, who would like to recite?
Yes, Ratna Prabha.
श्रीभगवानुवाच भूया एव महाबाहो शृणु मे परमं वच यत्तेऽहं प्रियमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया.
Thank you very much. So here we see Krishna is saying, sorry, also translation please.
Can I read it, Mataji?
Yes.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained.
Thank you.
Hare Bol, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So here we see that Krishna and Arjuna have been talking for several chapters, and Arjuna, every time we start a chapter, there was a doubt. But here, Krishna has become very comfortable over here to talk to Arjuna, and Arjuna has started to accept so nicely. So even without a question, he's able to understand that Arjuna has something that he needs to know more for his full surrender, and that's why he's saying Shrunu. Even without a question, he's saying Shrunu me paramam vachaha. Paramam means the supreme. Supreme vachaha. I shall speak now the supreme. So he's saying, because you're my friend. So this should be our mood, that we build a relationship with Krishna, and when we are relating to Krishna, that sometimes when we go to the altar or when we are seeing his vibhutis in and around us, we don't accept it. We think that yeah, it's mundane or it's materialistic, and I don't need to think about it. I can be very unconscious about this. When we start feeling him, when we start thinking, okay, Krishna is everywhere, how can that happen? By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When we start chanting, we will have realizations. So all of you, how many of you are chanting? How many, don't raise on the computer, but raise wherever you are. Raise your hand. How many of you are chanting?
Excellent.
Yes.
We see many of you all chanting. Excellent. Excellent.
Very good. Very good. So when we start chanting, automatically we start realizing and feeling auspicious in our lives. It's not like I'm telling this. You can ask anybody who's chanting. All their lives fills with auspicious, even though they may be going through any trouble or misery. It could be the miseries and troubles are bound to happen in the material world. They will go through miseries, but still they will feel all auspiciousness in their lives. That's why chanting is so, so important. And also, we'll be able to face the miseries better. So, for your benefit, I shall speak. For your benefit, I shall speak now, giving this knowledge that is better than what I have given. So, he's saying, I'm going to be giving the knowledge which is better than what I have given earlier.
That's one. Dope.
Yes. So, sorry,
Yeah.
we have some video panels that's coming up. Sorry about that. Okay, who would like to chant this?
Yes, Kavin.
Okay. Name vidussuraganaha prabhavam na maharshayah ahamadir hi devanam maharshirnam cha sarvashaha. Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Very
Thank you
good. Very
much.
good pronunciation. Excellent pronunciation. People, please remember the way Kavin just spoke. His specific intonation, the way he's pronouncing, it's very good. I think most of you, all of you are still improving.
So, yeah, also the translation, please, Kavin.
Yes, Kavin, go ahead with the translation. Oh, you muted. Okay.
Yeah, neither the host of demigods, um, nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigod and sages. And by the way, I memorized all the 700 slokas.
Oh, you have memorized all the 700 slokas? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great feat. Excellent. So we will remember you when we require. Then why didn't you participate for a sloka recitation?
Oh, I told my mom to sign up, but I think they might have forgot.
Oh, okay. No problem. We'll remember you, Kavin. We'll try to include you somehow. Let's see.
Okay.
Contact you. Yeah, next time we'll contact you.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much, Kavin. So here we see in the second verse, Krishna is saying that Name Vidhu Suraganaha. Neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence. For in every respect, I am the source of the demigods and sages. So we have Krishna over here in the center, and we have all the demigods who also pray Krishna. And if you remember the Brahma Vimohan Leela, the video that we saw, Krishna was actually, by looking at what Krishna was doing, everyone is bewildered. Everyone's thinking, how can Krishna do this? It's very difficult. It's very inconceivable. And we have Lord Ganpati and also Durga Devi and also Ma Saraswati and Hanuman who praised Lord Ram and also Lord Murugan, and also we have Lord Shiva. All of them, all the devatas. He's saying, I am the source of the devatas, and also I'm the source of all the sages. So he is the ultimate source of all the devatas and all the sages. Now people will not think that, when something is originally there, if Krishna is originally there, and if everyone else, that is all the other devatas, are actually like administrators, if they're administrators and representatives of certain positions that they are having, so they have come after Krishna. He has created them after Krishna. So this is how he's saying, I'm the source of the devatas and also the sages. Maharshinamscha Sarvasha. So everything, he is the source of everything. This is how we need to understand. When we try to understand him completely of what this is his words, he himself is declaring it that I am the one. So we need to accept it, and we need to think that we need to understand his supremacy this way. Now, how if you've seen in the who remembers this Leela? We had explained this last time.
Yes, Shreyas.
Does anyone remember this Leela?
Yes, Tanvi. Okay, Ayush Bandari.
Yes, ma'am. It's when Bhakta Prahalada is in his mother's womb. That time, when Narada Muni told about Krishna to him, and all the gods were praying.
No, not. This is not a Bhakti Prahlad. This is Krishna himself. Okay. So here, let me explain once again. So here we have Krishna's mother, that is Devaki, was in the yeah, they were locked in the jail, and here Devaki was in having Krishna in the womb, and all the devatas, including Narad Muni and Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, all the devas were very happy that Krishna is going to be incarnating over here, that he's going to take his avatar over here, and when everybody got him, they came to pay their prayers for Krishna. They came to pay their obeisances to Krishna. So this is how the devatas arrived to offer prayers to Krishna, and they are all very happy that he's coming to rescue them. It's all for the pleasure of the devotees. Many devotees endeavor strong that I want to see Krishna. I don't want this miserable world to take its vikral roop. It's all becoming so difficult for us. We want to have experience of Krishna more and more. That's when Krishna is the most supreme. What is the result of knowing you? What is the result of knowing all of this is what Arjuna is again asking. Who can read this? Can one of you read this, please?
Yes, Nishchala.
He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undiluted among men, is freed from all sins.
Thank you. So, if you see, Krishna is taking birth in this world through Devaki Mai. Krishna is taking birth in this world through Devaki Mai. However, he did not take birth like us, like a normal birth. It was a very different type of a birth where she was transferred through the hearts, and that's how Krishna was born over here. So it's very different than how we take birth, and that's how we need to understand. It's the most pleasure giving thing how Krishna pleases his devotees. And if you remember, does anyone remember the Damodar Leela? Can one of you say if you know the Damodar Leela?
Yes, Ayush.
No, I was going to say that he who knows me as the unborn and the meaningless.
Okay, let's ask Nishchala.
So Damodar Leela is when Krishna is like around 3 years old, and Mother Yashoda binds Krishna to a wooden grinding motor because he steals butter and then he makes a huge mess and he feeds it to the monkeys and acts like a naughty child. But that's one of the pastimes when Krishna was little.
Yes. So Mother Yashoda tries to bind him, but she's unable to bind him. She tries to bind him the
Wait.
whole day.
Mataji, can I add on? Like, I remember one time Krishna, he just walked normally, even when he was binded, and then when there was something in his path, he just uprooted the 2 trees when he was 4.
Yes.
He uprooted both of the trees.
Yes.
With just his finger.
Yes. So that was Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So he uprooted Manigriva and Nalakuvera, who were actually buried there because they were very not behaving well when Narada Muni saw them, and they were also the devatas. That is, they were sons of Kuvera, but still they were not behaving well, and hence Narada Muni had let them stay on earth for several years, and they paid their prayers. That's how they were relieved from Krishna, but through Krishna.
Oh.
Here I'm
But I have
Damodar Leela. In Damodar Leela, what happens is there are many Damodar Leela, but the one that I'm referring over here is during the Damodar Leela over here. He even though he's unborn. Sorry, someone was saying something. I
Yeah,
just
sorry,
interrupted.
1 second. Ayush, you were saying something. Sorry, Ayush.
like I have one question. In another pastime, I remember there was one big snake who was threatening the city where Krishna lived, and then Krishna defeated him.
Yes, the Kalia snake. That's also very nice pastime. Yes, the one that I was referring over here about Damodar Leela. One of them is that Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna. The whole day she tried to bind Krishna with a rope, and she kept extending the ropes. Still, Krishna was not. Still, Mother Yashoda was not able to bind, and in fact, she got more and more ropes. And every time she was trying to bind him, only two fingers were actually lesser. Even though she bought so many of them, only 2 fingers used to be lesser. Then finally, Mother Yashoda got so tired to tie him the whole day. She tried, and it's already evening, and then she's like, okay, I don't think I can tie. And then she got so tired and she sat down. And when she sat down, Krishna saw, out of his mercy, he said, okay, now my mom is Mother Yashoda is already so exhausted, and she's like, Krishna, how can I bind him, bind you? So this is what she was thinking. The moment she felt like that, Krishna immediately gave the rope and he said, you can bind me. And when Krishna gave the permission, automatically he was able to bind. He was bound by Yashoda, Mother Yashoda's love. So what we have to understand from this is we are only that 2 inches away. One, we have to show that endeavor that I want to bind Krishna with my love. That's what is more important. So that's how Krishna is actually, if we want to do anything from our own senses, that I will just perform my best of the services and I will be the best. It's not possible. We'll have to get the mercy of Krishna. Krishna should show that kripa drishti. That's so important. And this is how we have to understand that he's unborn, he's beginningless, and supreme lord of all the world. So he is the lord of the devatas and also the sages. So he's undeluded. We are deluded. We are under the spell of Maya, but he is not. And what is the results of knowing Krishna? Who would like to chant the shloka? What is the results of knowing Krishna? Who would like to chant the shloka? Yes, we have Nischala who would like to recite. Yes, Nischala, unmute yourself.
एवं विभूतिं योगं च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः सोऽविकल्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः.
Thank you very much. Read the translation also, please.
One who is actually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
Thank you very much. So here Krishna is saying that convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. So how do I understand this? Convinced, that is when we know that he's, sometimes we just hear about it. For example, I think that, okay, as soon as I saw this person so attractive and he's my friend, but do we completely tell everything that we know? We don't do we believe everything the person says? No. Eventually when we see that that person is also liking us and also he's becoming a friend and also we want to be his friend, when we start developing this kind of friendship, we get convinced better. So Krishna is trying to show him direction on how he can surrender him. So we also have to initially show that endeavor, show that interest, show that desire that I'm really loving you and I really want to be your friend. When you have such a feeling, then Krishna automatically, when you show that hard work and endeavor, automatically he gets convinced. And once we are convinced of this opulence, that is, Krishna is a supreme, when we are having this kind of a mindset, I don't think I can ever be, forgetting Krishna. Krishna is so, so opulent. He's everywhere around me. When we get this kind of a, this kind of a thinking, then if this is the mystic power that we accept and we engage ourselves in unalloyed. What is unalloyed? Unalloyed is, for example, we have a metal, gold metal. When the gold metal is got the in the raw form, it has some impurities. But when we clear all the impurities, it becomes unalloyed. So right now we also have certain impurities. What are those impurities? Can anyone tell what are those impurities?
Shreya, Swastik. Okay, let's ask Arman.
Lust, attachment, false ego.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Some more? Anyone want to answer? Nidhi?
Not believing in God.
Not believing
Yes.
in God.
Not having faith. Not having enough faith.
Anything else? Okay, Ayush, I think you want to answer. No, we can't hear you, Ayush.
Yeah. Also, you're speaking. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally clicked stay muted instead of unmute.
No.
But there's like false ego is one. Then there's envy of Krishna. Then there's faithless. Then there's attachment, and then lust,
Okay, let's ask the
and
other.
also poison mind.
Okay.
Yes.
What about greed and anger? Lust, greed, anger, envious.
Oh, I was just about to say greed.
Perfect, perfect. That's fine.
Because greed is the source to anger. So if we say greed, anger will automatically come into our body.
Yes, you remember that particular chain which we discussed? Soul will have desires, that turns into lust, right? Then if the desires are not fulfilled, then it turns into, what does it turn into? Anger, memories
Anger.
bewildered, yeah, all those things. Yes.
And then you can also lose the faith too if that happens.
Yes, it'll be diluted, your illusion, and that's how you're diluted. Thank you so much.
Yes. How are you deluded? Why are
And
you?
also another thingy is that we're controlled.
Yes. So all of you are
We're
right.
controlled by Maya Devi. That's
Perfect.
another weakness.
Perfect. So these are our material contaminations. So we are not unalloyed yet. How can we become unalloyed? By removing all our attachments. So we have to get rid of those attachments. It's my computer, it's my world, it's my house. It's not us, it's actually Krishna. Krishna has provided this house to us. This is only a hotel that we need to finish our job quickly and go back to Krishna. If we are thinking this is my own house, it's my table, it's my chair, it's my bed, it's my friend. It's if we are thinking in those terms, we try to settle over here. This is not a permanent place. This is only a temporary jail that's created. We need to go back as quickly as possible. So factually, one who is factually convinced with all his opulences and mystic powers of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. So by listening to all these opulences, you will see, by listening to these vibhutis, we will see that he is the supreme and you'll be able to accept better. And whenever you're using water next time, you will say that is actually that Krishna is the one who has given me this water, and Krishna is the one who's given me all of these things for me to use. I should use as less as possible and not waste anything, because if I'm wasting Krishna. This is how we need to think. And also, some of you might question over here that, okay, I have all this, in the first shloka, we see that, okay, if Krishna is everything, how come? How come that it's possible that Krishna is everything? Then how is it that there are bad things in the world? How is it that there are good and bad things in the world? How is that possible? That's a question. It's food for thought. Think about it and you can answer me later. And Chaturshloki, this is the essence of this is the most important in the confidential part that Krishna is going to tell us. Can you please, one of you recite this?
Yes, Darshan.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva badhyante mam buddha bhava samantvidya.
Thank you very much. So he's saying, yeah, please read the translation also.
Yes. Ask your brother if he wants to read the translation.
I should read the translation. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly knows this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their heart.
Yes. And please sit there straight and quiet and listen. Listen. Okay. Don't disturb your brother.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bhavish.
Thank you very much. So this is the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita, which is so important. Krishna is saying, I am the source of all the spiritual and the material worlds. Everything emanates. Remember, we learned about how every time Krishna is inhaling, all the new worlds are actually getting generated. The golden eggs that we saw over here, all of them are getting generated. And also once he breathes out, everything just gets annihilated. So this is how he's the one. He's supreme. Yes. So when he breathes in, it gets annihilated. So this is how he's taking everything inside him and also exhaling. Just by his inhalation and exhalation, everything is happening. Everything around. If you see the creation itself, to understand it's so difficult, but for him to hold and manage everything, it's so simple for him. He says that this is not very difficult for me. And why is he doing this? Why is he ever creating such a jail? It's only because of us, because we want to enjoy, because we want to relish certain things, we want to experience certain things. So out of his mercy, he's creating this only for us. And is this the right thing to do? Isn't it like it's better that we go back to Krishna and we serve Krishna? Why should we take the service? We should serve Krishna. That is the most submissive part of it. So everything is emanating from him, and perfectly in one who knows completely will engage in my devotional service. So it's not like devotional. I'm going to just think, oh Krishna, I really love you, and you become very emotional about it. But you have to provide service also. So you have to serve Krishna. How do I serve? I can either play a kirtan. I can do a kirtan for Krishna, or I can talk about Krishna to others, or I can listen to Krishna kirtan, or I can cook for Krishna. Whereas everybody to post something, you can take a picture of yours, you can take a selfie by cooking for Krishna and offering it to Krishna. You can post your pictures on the WhatsApp. Cook some bhoga and offer it to Krishna and take a picture and let us know. So this is how we can provide service and worship me. So who is worshiping? Worshiping is the person who thinks that he's the supreme. So that's when you worship with all their hearts. So it's more important that you put your hearts in it. You just don't externally think that Krishna is the supreme. You also think in your heart. So this is what Krishna is declaring. I am the source of all. When Krishna himself is declaring, we don't need anybody's words. We just need to say, okay, Krishna is declaring here, we just need to accept the supremacy. Otherwise, how is it? Can any one of us hold the creation like this? Please raise your hand if you can hold the creation like this.
Let's ask.
No, we can't be the creation like Krishna.
Yes, it's not possible. We cannot hold the creation like that. We can't even create. We can't even hold like that. Thank you. So the second shloka, second important shloka, who would like to recite?
Yes, Tejomaya.
And also, all of you, please, this is very, very important shlokas. All of us, we have to by heart these 4 shlokas. It's Chatur Shloki. It's very important shloka. So let us all recite once. I will recite twice so that all of you can repeat while you're muted. Aham sarvasya prabhavo, aham sarvasya prabhavo, matta sarvam pravartate, matta sarvam pravartate, iti matva bhajante mam, iti matva bhajante mam, buddha bhava samanvitaha, buddha bhava samanvitaha. Thank you. Next one, would like to recite?
Like to recite. Yes, Mahi.
Yes. Machita man kata prana bodhyatya prasparam ratkatayayantas chama chamam nityam tusyanti charamanti.
And also translation, please.
Yes, ma'am. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and converting about me.
Thank you.
Activities of one who knows these opulences of Krishna.
Thank you very much. So here it's saying mat chitta mad gata prana. So the one who is actually Krishna's, very, very favorite, their thoughts are always in Krishna. They're always discussing. See here, Srila Prabhupada, from his age, very, very small age, he was always praying Krishna. Remember when we saw in our first chapter, I had told about how when he was only 5 years old, he was already making cart festival, the Jagannath cart festival at home, and he used to take it all around his house, only at the age of 5. And also since small, he was always discussing about Krishna to others, or even he was, he's always in bliss talking about it. They're always enlightened. When you talk about Krishna, you're always enlightened. I'm thinking that you still have that question in your mind, that how by Krishna, remember I just gave you the food for thought that you need to answer. So try to relate it to that. So here always these great souls always think about Krishna and they are always in Krishna. So that's how we need to be enlightened and conversing about Krishna all the time. And
Yeah, someone asked a question in terms of when the living body on the heaven has to go to, does the living body on the heaven has to go back to earth? When their punya runs out, does Indra have to go back to earth? Yes, right from Brahmaji to everyone gets into the 4 stages, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Everyone has a life cycle. We will only live for 100 years. Maybe Brahma lives for thousands and thousands of years.
yes, so any of the devatas that are there, they're all in the under the material realm. So if someone's inside the material realm, they are not permanent. They are temporary. They are temporary positions. So they have to go back. And so these are the great souls who are always discussing. So this is how we all have to always keep talking about Krishna Katha, because wherever there is no Krishna Katha, there is something else. So that's the question that you're still hunting. So keep relating what exactly happens where there is no Krishna. So so this is how they derive great satisfaction, bliss, and from always enlightening one another. So they keep discussing about Krishna all the times. This is the key to it. When we discuss Krishna, there is all auspiciousness.
Okay, I see that most of the messages you people are directing directly to what do you call, it's showing as ISKCON Bengaluru. So when you're sending the message or asking any question in the chat, select the option as everyone. Okay, so that we all all the host will be able to read the questions. Otherwise, we might miss out in the chat. In case you are asking or raising a question, then you have to select the option as everyone.
So let's also repeat this shloka. This is also the next. There is these 4 shlokas very important. Matchitta Matgata Prana. Matchitta. All of you, while you're muted, please repeat after me so that you learn it and at least hear it once. Say it once. Matchitta Matgata Prana. Matchitta Matgata Prana. Bodhayantah Parasparam. Bodhayantah Parasparam. कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च. Thank you. Next one, who would like to recite?
Yes, Suprita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Te samsatatayuktanamam bhajantam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yena mam upanyati te.
Thank you very much. And the translation also, please.
To those who are constantly devoting to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Thank you. So here Krishna is saying that it's in the first 2 shlokas he was saying how exactly we have to pray Krishna, and here it's saying that how Krishna is saying that how I'm the source of everything and or I'm the one who's supposed to be prayed. But here Krishna is saying how those who are always in his service, I give the knowledge and intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So I will give them the knowledge and intelligence if they want to come to me. So if you remember, Dhruv Maharaj wanted to pray Krishna. So when he wanted to pray Krishna, when his mom told him that you need to go to the jungle and you can look for Krishna, he left to the forest. And when he left to the forest, immediately Narada Muni appeared in front of him. So when you're thinking, Krishna, how do I see you? Where do I see you? Where can I pray for you? When you're having such thoughts in your mind, automatically the Guru appears in front of you. So in front of him, Narada Muni appeared in where he came as a guru, and he told him the mantra that he needs to recite and where he needs to go, how he needs to recite, and he chastised him how to. Later on, also he told him that if you want to, you can go back after finishing a bit of a penance. But still, he was having drida vrataha, that he was determined to complete what he came for, and he didn't leave unless he could see and talk to Krishna. And when Krishna touches, as soon as Krishna touches, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, he is the one who will give you knowledge. Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, Yena Mam Upayantite. So he's saying, I am the one who will give you the understanding by which they can come to me. Some people think, I'm not very good at reading. I'm blind. I cannot read. I'm having difficulty understanding Krishna. How do I reach Krishna and how do I read Bhagavad Gita? It's not possible for me to read everything. But no, it's okay if you don't know to read, or even if you don't know how to, many of them don't understand Krishna easily. If you think, I want to understand, I want to pray Krishna, automatically he reveals. So it's only that little love and desire is what Krishna is looking for from our end, but he is within us. He will help us in the right direction. And Krishna and Prabhupada, always he was praying to Krishna. Satatam. He was like Tesham Satat Yuktam. He was always continuously praying. Constantly he was devoted to serving Krishna. And if you see the Krishna consciousness movement, he was already 69 years old. In 1965, when he went to the Americas, he was already 69 years old. None of us can do what he can, the way he went out to in at 69. We don't even want to move anywhere because we can't even sit or stand. But he, at that age, achieved so many things. How? Because they are not ordinary souls. They are protected by Krishna. They are always having Krishna in their hearts. They are able to experience Krishna in their hearts. That's how they are always protected by Krishna. We'll repeat this verse also twice. Tesham satata yuktanam. Please, all of you repeat while you're muted. Tesham satata yuktanam. Tesham satata yuktanam. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Yena mamupayanti te. Yena mamupayanti te. All of you, tomorrow you can recite this shloka. So, in that case, okay, now I know all of this. How do I go back to Krishna? I really wish to go back to Krishna. How can we go back to Krishna? Who can tell me how can we go back to Krishna?
Yes, Arman.
So my question is earlier in the picture of Prahlad Maharaj when he was meditating. Didn't his mom tell him to go in search of Vishnu?
Yes.
Yes.
If you remember, we saw the Goloka chart. In that, what did we see? Vishnu, Mahavishnu is an expansion of Krishna himself. And also, we had given an example that when you go to meet your teacher, you go to meet your teacher in the school, then your teacher is very formal. Your teacher will say, hi, please come, please sit down, what would you like to have? So this is how they will do. But if you are going to the teacher's house, he might even he'll jump around with you. He might even let you jump around with him and you can go play with him. He's your friend. So you can reciprocate love for Krishna when you're going to Goloka Vrindavana. And Mahavishnu is the expansion of Krishna. Remember, we saw how Krishna expands himself into Karanodakashayi Vishnu and also Garbhodakashayi Vishnu and also Shirodakashayi Vishnu. So it's all the expansions of Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And here the question is, how can we go back to Krishna? How can we go back to Godhead?
Let's ask Kavit.
By chanting.
Yes, by chanting. So by chanting, we can go back to Krishna, and that's our GPS. That's how we get the direction. Whenever we are chanting, we get the direction. And who can give that direction? Who can tell me who gives the direction?
Let's ask Dhruv. Yes, Dhruv. Who can give the direction?
Guru.
Yes. So Guru is the one who can give you the direction. And gurus are acharyas, or Krishna is saying over here in I think 5th chapter we had read about this. This place is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukkhalayam means it's the place of misery, where we are always having dualities. So it's like I cannot permanently be happy. I have to think, okay, what is my next misery? Let me see what is my next sadness that is arriving. But if we think about Krishna, that would not happen. And also, Shashwatam, this is a temporary place. So we have to go back to Krishna. And how do we go back to Krishna? By chanting. Let us all chant. You can all unmute yourself and chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you very much. So this is how Krishna is saying that I will. Did you mute it? Okay, yeah. So this is how Krishna is saying that I. This is another very important shloka. So these 4 shlokas are continuous important shlokas. So Krishna reciprocates. Remember, we saw in the previous chapter, Krishna responds and reciprocates. We have to accept it. We think that, oh, you know what? Does Krishna really eat the bhoga that I offered to him? This is the question we think. But he does. We have to think that he does because he really does. It's not possible from by our gross senses to understand and feel it, but he definitely does. Can one of you please chant the shloka?
Yes. Tejomaya.
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you.
Okay. To show them special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So he's saying that Tesham evanukampartham, to show evanukampartham, the mercy. He gives the special mercy. I dwelling in their hearts. Remember, he was saying, we were all discussing like how Krishna is dwelling in our hearts. Aham ajnanajam tanamaha. That is, I am the one who is destroying the ignorance, ajnanam. Nashayami atma bhavasto. So he's the one who will light this jnana deepena bhashvata. He's the one who will light the knowledge in our hearts. He will light the knowledge in our hearts. So we have to accept that Krishna will reciprocate. When Krishna is like a shining lamp or like a sun who destroys all the darkness in the hearts of a devotee. So he doesn't have to be educated. He doesn't have to be knowing anything. All he needs to know is Krishna is the supreme. The moment we accept this, and the only qualification that we see that we need to carry out our devotional service in full consciousness. What is that consciousness? Krishna reciprocates, and it's not something that is easy to understand, but we have to feel. We have to think from inside that Krishna is the supreme, and I know Krishna reciprocates, and he is the one who's giving me torch of this knowledge through the guru. The moment you accept this, immediately we will be able to experience Krishna everywhere. And I have a question that it should be running in your mind. What happens when Krishna is not there? Whenever we are experiencing Krishna, we are happy. So next, Arjuna Uvacha, 10th, 12th, and 13th. Who can chant this?
That's us. Ayush. Ayush of the screen jumped up. Let's ask Kavin.
Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Shall I read the next sloka?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ahustvamrishaya sarve devarshirnaradastadha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishime. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Kavin, also translation, please.
Okay. Arjuna said, "You are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me."
Yes. So here Arjuna is fully praising, and after knowing all of this, Arjuna is thinking how merciful Krishna is, and that's why he is praising Krishna, and also he's accepting in full faith, because his faith is getting stronger and stronger after listening to this. After listening to all of this, he is becoming very, very strong in his devotion. He's saying that you are the supreme personality of Godhead. You are the supreme personality of Godhead, and you are the ultimate, and you're the purest of the absolute. And if he is the purest of the absolute, we also have to be pure to understand and accept Krishna. And if we are not pure, we cannot accept Krishna. It's not possible. And this is one of the concepts that's very difficult to understand, that maybe even if I'm cheating people and if I'm doing bad things, I can still be with Krishna. It's not easy to do that. We cannot sail in two boats. We have to accept that we need to become pure. And you are the eternal, transcendental, original person, and the unborn, the greatest. And of all the sages, you are the Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa. Confirm this truth about you. And these are the personalities, great personalities, Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa Deva, who has confirmed this truth. And now you yourself are declaring. So Arjuna is listening to this, and when he's listening to Krishna, he's declaring. We also have to accept it, because this knowledge is coming from all the Guru Paramparas to you now. You're also listening. You also have to accept this. When you accept this, you'll be able to get full faith from Krishna. So don't think that he's not in front of me, he's not telling me. It's as good as it's coming from Guru Parampara to all of you. So when it's coming from Guru Parampara, we are reading from Srila Prabhupada's books. So when we are reading from Srila Prabhupada's book, it's coming through a guru. So you have to accept this knowledge. 10.19, Krishna says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous opulences or splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent. O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. So Krishna is now going to start declaring and saying so many, he's so opulent. How he's so opulent is what he's going to say. But before he says that, he's saying, they are all my splendor of manifestations, but I'm going to talk only the prominent ones. I can't give you all of them. They are really limitless. But I'm going to talk only a few of them because they are prominent. But don't think this is all. It's everywhere. It's all around us. So you can start reading this.
Yes, Ayush.
I am the super soul seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings.
Yes, Krishna is declaring, I am the super soul seated in the hearts of the living entities. I'm the beginning, middle, and the end. He's the one who's creating and annihilating. For whom? For the jivas to have to enjoy. Because we also want to enjoy. That's how he's creating everything. He's seated in everyone's heart. Next.
Yes, Aisha. Please.
Yes.
Sorry, I think it's gone to the previous page. Let me just go to the next. Yes, go ahead.
So should I read these ones?
Yes.
Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am the Maruti, controlling the deity of wind. Among the stars, I am the moon.
Yes, so Adityas, among all the Adityas, I'm Vishnu, and I'm the light of the lights, I'm the radiant sun, and of the Maruts, I am the Marichi, the controlling deity of the wind. And also among the stars, I'm the moon. So now Arjuna is becoming enlightened so much. We were all in ignorance because we are Baddha Jivis. We are all conditioned souls. But Arjuna is getting that Jnana Deepa. He's actually getting enlightened now. He's able to get that sunshine and not sunshine of knowledge. Can one of you read this?
Yes, Robin. Okay. Yeah. Shriya and Aditya.
Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Of the senses, I am the mind. In living beings, Mataji, can you scroll down?
Yes.
In living beings, I am the living force, consciousness.
Yes. So he is the king, that is the king of heaven, which is Indra. So he's declaring how he is, he is giving only the prominent ones. So of the senses, I'm the mind. The mind is a prominent sense, and also of the living beings, I'm the living force, which is the consciousness, which is so important of the living force, the consciousness, and also I'm the Samaveda among the Vedas. So he's giving the prominent and the most best and the purest forms. Next.
Yes, Suchit.
Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva.
of the Yakyrs
Yakshas.
and the Rikshas. I am the Lord of Wealth of Kivra. I of the Vasas. I am fire, Agni. Of mountains, I am Meru.
Yes, so over here he's saying that he is the amongst all the Rudras, he is Lord Shiva. And among all the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am Lord of Wealth. Yakshas and Rakshasas are also living in the Bhuar Loka. Remember, we saw in the Goloka chart. And among all of them, Lord Kuvera is the purest form. He is the one, that's me, that is Kuvera. And of all the Vasus, I am fire, the Agni. And also of all the mountains, I am Mount Meru. Mount Meru actually can move, and actually it's a one of the movable mountains, and that's how it is amongst all the mountains. It is the I'm the Mount Meru. And of all the priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brahaspati. So he's declaring that I am Brahaspati. He is the chief of all the priests, and also of all the generals. Of all the generals, I am Kartikeya. And of the bodies of water, I am the ocean. So these are the opulences, these are the vibhutis that he is declaring. So of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of the vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. The Omkara behind, whenever we chant any mantra, we start with the letter, with the syllable Om. That's him. And also of sacrifices, I am chanting of the holy name, Japa. We chant. And of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas. So we saw over here that it's Mount Meru. We saw this is also a mountain, but this is actually a movable mountain. We all think that mountains can't move, but actually mountains move. And here we are talking about Himalayas. This is an immovable mountain. Next, we have among the perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Kapila is he was the one who wrote about Sankhya philosophy. There are two Kapilas, but this is the one who wrote about Sankhya philosophy. And of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. How does Om relate to Krishna? Yes, we will discuss about how does Om, yeah. How does Om relate? Om is actually a syllable which is accepted
Sound
by many,
vibration.
the sound vibration of Krishna. Many of them cannot accept Krishna himself as the supreme, but they're able to accept Om. For example, there are some people who pray the other devatas. They don't mind praying the other devatas, even though they know that they are not the supreme. But they don't mind accepting the syllable Om. But they don't accept that Krishna is the supreme. They accept that whoever they are praying are the supreme. But every time you're praying any devata, you have to put the syllable Om, and Krishna is that Om.
Someone is saying Om is related to Shankar Bhagwan, not Krishna. Let's not give our impression. So Arav, you need to give us the reference where it is mentioned in the scriptures. Yeah, let's not give unnecessary information. Om is the syllable expansion or the extension for syllable expansion for Krishna, and it's there in the
Yes,
scriptures.
Prabhuji.
It's not me, it's not Mataji or not anyone giving that information. It's there in the scriptures.
It's coming from Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is declaring that Om is the transcendental form or the syllable form of Krishna, expansion of Krishna as Om. And some of them feel difficult to accept, like, we just saw one person who is saying that it's not Krishna. Like that, we have many who say that, and who say that Krishna is not the supreme. And that's how, but they are able to accept Om. For example, many do yoga. Even though they may not believe in Krishna, they don't mind chanting the or syllable Om. That's how it is hidden as Krishna over there. Every time you're doing any work, any yagna, you have to perform with the syllable Om. And of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. Of the sages, I am the demigods, and I am the Narada Muni. Of all the trees, I am the banyan tree. Banyan tree is the most shrestha, it's the most purest. And also of the horses know me to be the Uchrishrava, produced by the churning of the ocean of the nectar. So during the churning, Uchrishrava has emerged from the churning of the ocean, and that's nothing but Krishna. And of the lordly elephants, I am the Airavata. So Airavata is also Krishna. And among the men, I'm the monarch.
And Ayush, don't worry, we are going to share this particular presentation because I think you're raising a question. Mataji, please
Yes.
slow down. I want to make notes. We'll share this particular presentation. Don't worry.
Yes, due to short time, we are just giving as much as possible, but this is all going to be shared. So you can see the PPT, you can revisit the PPT. That's what I begin with. Go back and you can see in the links provided, the PPTs are uploaded, the YouTube links are uploaded to revisit the video also. And if you have questions, you can raise tomorrow, day after tomorrow also of the previous chapters. It's fine. And of the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Who has the thunderbolt? Who holds the thunderbolt? Whose weapon is this?
The thunderbolt is the weapon of Indra.
Yes, it's called Vajra. It's actually so strong. And Vajra is held by Lord Indra himself. And that strong weapon is me. Krishna is declaring that. And among the cows, I'm the Surabhi cow. What is the specialty of Surabhi cow?
Yes, Om.
It gives us milk how much we want.
Unlimited milk. Very good answer.
Yes,
Excellent.
it gives unlimited milk. Yes, and of all of causes for procreation, I am the Kandarpa, the god of the love. So he is the god of love, and also of the serpents, I am the Vasuki. So remember this Leela. Who knows this Leela?
Yes, Nishchala.
This Leela is the turning of the milk ocean where Vasuki was used as the rope to, and Mount Mandara was used as a turning rod, and the Devas and Asuras were using Vasuki as the turning rope to turn the milk ocean. And before, when it said that the horse came out of it, that's the same pastime.
Yes, so the serpent Vasuki is what is the most Shrestha over here, and it's actually the Mount Mandara that is churned over here, and that's how the Krishna is declaring that the Vasuki, the one which was used for the churning of the milk ocean, that's me. And we have among the dispensers of law, I am the Yama, Lord of Death. Lord of Death is so much of a rule book. He has all the rules and he follows all the rules. And he is among the, sorry about the screen thing, yeah. So among the dispensers of law, I am the Yama. I think it's not very clear, the font, we need to change that. And also of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. Both Aryama and Yama are actually very close to each other. Both the worlds are actually very close to each other. So among the Aryamas, ancestors, if you remember, we did Pitraloka. He's Aryama is in Pitraloka. And among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. And of the many hooded Nagas, I am the Ananta. Remember, Krishna is always in with Ananta Shesha. So these are the most opulent things, and this is not only limited to this, it's everywhere. Remember, we read the other day, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu. Krishna is everywhere. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu. He is there in all the elements. He's there in everything around us. We have to see that way. Among subduers, I'm the time, and among the Daityas, demon, I am the devoted Prahlad. Even Prahlad Maharaj is Krishna himself. And among the beasts, I am the lion, and among the birds, I am the Garuda. So he's explaining like this. I'm just going through quickly because all of you, it's just for you to know. And when you know all of this, automatically you'll know that Krishna is around us. This is how we need to get our realizations. And of purifiers, I'm the wind. Have you seen like wind purifies everything? It can go into everything and it gets mixed into it. And also of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. And of fishes, I am shark, and of flowing rivers I am Ganges. So he's showing how which is the highest and the purest. And next, among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. And of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self. Remember, we are reading Bhagavad Gita today. And of all creations, I am the beginning and end and the middle and Arjuna. Middle. So he is the beginning, he is the end, and he is the middle. Oh, Arjuna, he's declaring that I'm the one, I'm the everything. And among compound words, I am dual compound Ramakrishna. So he's saying how Ramakrishna is the dual words and it's the most compounded word. And of letters, I am A, the first letter A. And also I am the inexhaustible time. Time is never stopping, it's always ticking. And of creators, I am Lord Brahma himself. I'm the generating principle of all that is yet to be. So this is the Brahma Vimohan Leela. So if there is something that's coming in the future or in the past, that's me. And I'm the devouring death. So even the death is coming from Krishna himself. And among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So if you're seeing any women who are so fortunate, and if you see that they're having fine speech and they have a great memory, and they have great intelligence and also steadfastness and also patience, that's Krishna itself. And also of the hymns in the Samaveda, I am the Bahat Bahat Sama. Of the poetry, yeah, sorry, I can't see that very clearly. Yeah, Brahat Sama, there's a change in the font there. Of poetry, I'm Gayatri. And of the months, I'm Margai month. Remember last month we were saying when we started when we just started our Bhagavad Gita course, it was still Margai month. Margai month is the most favorite month of Krishna. And all the gopis pray Krishna during this month. All the greatest of the devotees. And gopis are the most exalted devotees of Krishna. They are the topmost devotees of Krishna. And the whole Vrindavana talks all the time about Krishna. Of the seasons, I'm the flower bearing spring. He is the spring of all the seasons. But Margai month is a month that is the most favorite of Krishna. And I'm also the gambling cheat. Sorry, I'm just going quickly because these are the things that should make us realize that how Krishna is everywhere. So there's nothing to explain over here, but for you to know that Krishna is across and everywhere. I'm also the gambling and the cheats. Of the splendid, I'm the splendor. I'm the victory. So wherever there is victory, Krishna is over there. Remember, we began the chapter over there. I'm the strength of the strong. I'm the adventure. Of the Pandavas, I am the Arjuna, and of the sages, I am the Vyasa, and among the thinkers, I am the Oshana, that is Shankaracharya, and of the it's Shukracharya, yes, Shukracharya, it's too tiny. Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am the Vasudeva, and of the secret, I am silence. Remember, silence is so important. And of those, why is silence important? Because that's Krishna also. And of those who seek victory, I'm immortal. Is that immortality? Yeah, it's immortality. Immorality. Can't see properly.
Yeah, that's for
Among
law.
all
Immorality.
means, I need to change this font. It's very small. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am the punishment. And of the wise, I am the wisdom. There is no being moving or non-moving that can exist without me. Chara chara, anything that's moving or non-moving, that cannot exist without me. And I am the seed generating of all the existence. So he's the one who is the source of everything. Who would like to chant the shloka? Just give us 5 more minutes, please, and we'll be done.
Yes.
यद्यद्विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमदूर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेव गच्छत्वं मम तेजोष्म सम्भवम्.
Thank you very much. Also the translation, please, Ms. Jilla.
Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Yes, so we all have to understand that all of us are actually Krishna's spiritual sparks. We are not the whole, but he is the complete whole, and we are only the spark. And all of these vibhutis that he was referring, all of these vibhutis are only small Krishna sparks. We think that, oh, you know what, it's so great that the Kaliya snake is so magnanimous. No, Krishna is magnanimous. He is the one who is representing all of this. Next shloka, who would like to recite?
Yes.
अतव बहुना तेन किं ज्ञातेन तव तवार्जुन विस्थाप्यहम् इदं कृष्णम् एकं सेनासितो जगत्. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I provide and support this entire universe.
Yes. So after declaring that these are the opulences, if you see, we saw at least like 30 to 40 in the list. After declaring the most prominent ones, Krishna is saying, you know, what necessary is there, Arjuna? Why do you need this detailed knowledge? What is the necessity to know this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade everything. We might think, oh, it's so difficult for Krishna to do all of this. No, in just little bit of a glance, he can pervade himself everywhere. He's inside us and he's within and within outside. Pervading means he's across everywhere, he's spread across everywhere and support this entire universe. He is holding this entire universe, and it's not at all difficult for him. It's so easy for him. So just to summarize the chapter, so Krishna is unknowable of source of all. Naname Viduhu Suraganaha, and also he is pure bhakti. How we can achieve Krishna by pure bhakti, and essence of Bhagavad Gita is the Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita, the most important one. These 4 shlokas you should by heart. These are the verses for memorization. And also Arjuna accepts Krishna as the supreme. Sarvam etad ratham manye. He's saying, Krishna, you're the one. You're the supreme. I'm seeing that you're the one who's got all, who's so many so opulent, and I have to declare, and I think you're the one. I have no doubts now. And Arjuna is saying, Lord Krishna describes his vibhutis, divya hi atma vibhutyaha. Knowing his vibhutis increase our devotion by hearing more about Krishna's opulences and see him everywhere. So whatever you see across, you see the wind god is Krishna. When you see water, the Ganges is Krishna. When you see whatever you see, you have to see that Krishna is the supreme. Let us all chant once. You can all unmute and chant the beautiful Krishna form in the picture.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much. So we have successfully completed the 10th chapter. Let us all understand. If there are any questions, please do. We'll take the questions, and after that, we will have a session. We will have the
we'll have the
yeah
demo.